Opus wrote the spec, and GPT 5.2 started scaffolding. And we have 12 days left until Christmas. And now actually comes the hard part of creating our game with real-time multiplayer sync. So just a quick recap if you're just joining in from the last couple of days. This is day 3 of the 12 days to Christmas challenge. And we're basically building a multiplayer soccer game, basically a 5v5 where there's going to be just 10 players at once. And we used Opus 4.5 to generate a massive 2,274 line architecture spec on day 1. So it's really important to make sure you plan these things. And you can see we have everything from the tech stack to data models to game mechanics, down to the reducers for SpacetimeDB, which is going to be written in Rust. I've never written a line of Rust in my life, so we're going to be using AI to help us with this. The client architecture is going to be in TypeScript. We have the game engine that's going to be coming up. So we're kind of right here right now. We have an additional challenge. The Vercel team is having some type of thing on Monday. It's called something with backends. And so I want to see if I can actually finish this game this weekend. And I only got about an hour. So I'm going to try to move as quickly as possible right now during this stream in this next hour to try to get as much stuff done. So I may not be talking as much, but I just wanted to give you this primer as far as what we're doing. And so my focus will just be to be moving as fast as possible. And so, yeah, you'll see me kind of pull up maybe multiple terminal windows and just go full on speed, because I really kind of want to speed run this a little bit. And then maybe later on, we can kind of look back and analyze the game. So yeah, I'll be kind of talking a little bit, and this is just going to be kind of like a vibe stream. As of now, this is the front end that we have. So right now it's trying to connect to the database and it's airing out. And that's where we got to yesterday. Literally Cursor did the whole, I'm just kind of walking you through real quick. Cursor basically built out a lot of the code in Rust for us. And we're able to kind of build it. And so we have all of our match information here and our mod. And, all of this stuff, I guess, is written in Rust as far as these types of things. A really quick high level, somebody on the stream suggested SpacetimeDB. And they're basically saying that that's the convex, which creates a lot of this state management and real-time sync things that we don't have to really write for our code, which is really nice. All now we have to do is think about what are our characters, what are the attributes, what are the specific things that we need. And so what's nice about this is apparently it's supposed to be scaling up for, quite easily if you have thousands of players and thousands of different objects and different things. So that's going to be my goal, is to make this soccer game so that we can stream this live on Christmas Day. So we'll have people joining in live, 5v5, but people are going to be able to buy objects. People are going to be able to throw objects in the game and throw the game in a certain way. People are going to be able to make a bunch of games. So I want the whole thing to be playable. And then another bonus is going to be having a bot feature. So one of the bots is going to be controlled by chat, and that's what's going to be really amazing. So that's just a quick primer on this whole thing. It's going to be a really insane game. Stay tuned, because this is a whole series. I'm going to be streaming every single day until Christmas. And Christmas Day, the game's going to run on a live stream for 24 hours straight. So it's going to be, people can join in, and then all these different players can join in, and we'll be able to kind of play around. And you can participate or not at any time that you're available. And then come check in on the stream and see how everything's going. So I thought it'd be really cool to kind of check this out. So as of last time, let me see, go ahead and see what's going on. So I had this connection error that was invalid, and I'm going to try to see if I can move forward with this, because I'm new to all of this stack. So I'm not really familiar. And we kicked off the server, and SpacetimeDB was listening on this port. And of course, it's not going to find it, I don't think, because the protocol server is disabled. Okay, so I think what I want to do is just ask it some questions here. So now that we finished this, I think we checked some of the code in. I'm just going to check all the changes. Let's see. Okay, cool. Update binary fingerprint chaos server release build. Okay, so we do have a binary. I guess I don't like that we're shipping binaries. How big is the file? Let's see here. YOLO. Okay, commit. Okay, cool. Nginx is extremely good as well in terms of running your server for games. Okay, I'm cooking hard this Saturday. About to ship my new tool, first tool. Oh, hey, cool. That's awesome. Get cooking, man. We're okay. Yeah. Now, if you this is kind of one of the few exceptions this morning, because I just have an hour to focus, and we're just gonna get stuff done. I wish I had some good music, but then hey, let's just kind of flow together, and I'm gonna try to talk out loud. I'll basically sort of be I'm talking to myself anyways, but I feel like I'm talking to you every time I'm kind of talking to the camera. And I just want to make sure things are going pretty good. So I'll be paying attention a little bit here. So this was our phase 3 kickoff build. And let's see, what was our other plans? We had the bootstrap plan that we fixed. And then first phase build app. Okay, so this was where it built the app, I think. So it built the app. And then, okay, so phase 1 is implemented. Now you have phase 1 here. CD, okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to create a new chat now. And I'm using Opus. I think there's a setting for a preference because I want to track my usage. So usage, let's see, completion sound, agents, models, cloud agents, agents, usage, maybe, agents, applying changes, inline voice, tab, okay. I just want to make sure I have all the different, what's in beta, autocomplete, okay. Cool. Rules and commands. Okay. I think there used to be like a usage tracking. Maybe I'm just kind of skipping over it. Usage. Let's see. Auto clear. Usage summary. Always. Okay. So that way I can kind of tell what my usage summary is. And then we'll be able to know like how cooked am I? So I've used 10% of my usage limit. And basically it resets January 5th. Okay, so this is how we are going to know how much I'm spending. And I've been really curious to see how much I've been spending so far for this game. So we've used $41. And let's just see how far we can keep going with this. Okay, so with Opus 4.5. Okay, so and then what we've done here is our .env local. Okay, so where is our env file? Env file, okay. So in here, what I've done basically is I don't think I have anything sensitive in here right now. It's just like literally just localhost and like the name of this file. But I noticed it's setting up a local WebSocket. And I think this is where I actually say I want to keep deploying on server. Because with SpacetimeDB, you can test on server all the time, I think, right? So I think that's kind of what we got going on here. So let's see what's going on. Okay. I want to test. Okay. I think I'll give it the error right now. So I ran SpacetimeDB. Spacetime logs. Spacetime logs. And then where is it here? In my game, when I connect to the game, and when I launch, when I start the server and go to the game, I see this connection error. Front end. I've deployed the code successfully to SpacetimeDB. Okay. And I think I should be able to. Let's see, can I view this here? Let me refresh. Okay, here we go. Cool. Whoops. Let me go here. And let me just kind of give it a screenshot. Okay. I'm not familiar with SpacetimeDB, so we're going to be playing around with this. I've attached a screenshot of the SpacetimeDB interface, and I've been able to deploy the code successfully there. So I'm wondering if my env local needs to be configured so that we can make this work. Okay. And then can I .env local? Yeah, because it won't let me, but file, I guess. Okay. So let's see what's happening here. Do you have the cursor plan? So I have the like maxed out everything. So I literally have like $200 a month for pretty much everywhere. This first I see Rust. I can learn how to build Rust using AI. Yes. So that's actually the same thing. I'm new to Rust, and everyone makes it seem super scary, but it's actually not. All you have to do, if you just go to like the install rust lang.org, I'll give you the URL right here. So if you go to this URL, that will actually take you to this site, and it will actually detect what machine you're running with. And then it'll just give you the command to install it. And so for me, I used brew to install it at first. So I had to uninstall it from brew because it actually had a conflict. I had 2 installations. And so the symlink in my OS was pointing to the brew installation. So whenever I was trying to build packages, it was building off from the wrong Rust system compiler and stuff like that. So make sure you just install it this way. If you use Homebrew, I would probably just do it this way. And then from then on out, we're kind of learning as we go. I'm having ChatGPT teach me about Rust and how that kind of works and what type of basics and thinking we have. So I just said, teach me the basics of Rust. How does it work? And so you'll probably want to take a screenshot of this and then try to put that into your own ChatGPT thing, and then whatever task that you're working with. So I'm trying to anchor my learning on a project so that way I can understand how the language works in my head, especially since I have a goal. I learn a lot better that way than just learning a random concept and just saying, okay, I have to memorize all this, conventions. For me, language has to be practical and using as I use it. So yeah, we're going to figure this out. No one's going to stop us. So that's what's up. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so we changed it. Okay, so I see the issue is clear now. The SDK. Okay, so the SDK validates the CLI version is a valid semantic version, but isn't a valid, sim version. Okay, so that makes sense. So if I go to the index now, whoa, dang. Oh, I think it just did a bunch of linting. Okay, as const. Oh, I see. We have to change the bindings now. That should fix the invalid version string. The CLI version now uses a valid semantic version. You have 2 options. Option 1 is connect to your local SpacetimeDB, which you have now, which is correct for your local spec, or connect to this cloud one, your deployed instance. If you want to connect to your local cloud shown in your screenshot, update your env local. Okay, cool. Main cloud, update to. Summary of what is fixed. Okay, so I think we're okay. I just had to probably update the version. So change the versions to these bindings here. Make sure you make sure your local SpacetimeDB is running. Okay, so that way I don't get billed for any credits. I can just kind of develop locally, and then when I have it deployed in the cloud, that's when everyone else can get access to it. Okay, that makes more sense now. Okay, so if you're connecting to the cloud and still see issues, you may want to regenerate your proper binding CLI. Oh, okay, wow, this is super helpful. Generate Lang TypeScript. Okay. Oh. Okay, this makes sense. So you're saying that I should probably develop locally and then maybe fix my cloud binding since I've already deployed to the cloud. Is that what you're saying? And then I want you to kind of give me the steps of things that I should do so I can make sure that things are running appropriately. Since this is new to me, I'm trying to learn here. Okay, that's what's up. Right now, my Discord's currently locked into the private one, so it's just pay like $15 a month to get in. So I would suggest it's not for people who are like budget conscious. It's just for those who have like discretionary income and kind of want to hang out with other folks who have a similar situation. So that way we kind of self-police, which is great. How well Rust works with Opus? We're going to find out. I'm learning as I go. I'm not a Rust developer, so I have no clue if the code even looks correct. I just know that like things should compile. When I test things, I can debug them and I can figure out how to debug. Like I'm really good at debugging. Doesn't matter what the language is. And then I'm going to compare that with documentation. So I'm just going to learn as I go and kind of try to like learn the language by doing it instead of learning by studying. That's just how I always learn anyways. So yeah, also one of the problems that could have taken forever to work through without an LLMs, for sure. No, 1000%. Do you have a Rust LSP in your ID? I actually probably don't. It would help the LLM. Oh, good idea. Yes. Let's go ahead and do that. That's a genius. Rust. Oh, I think I do actually. No, I don't. Okay. So why is it grayed out? Update. Let me update code LLDB and then install Rust. Install Rust. Trust Publisher and install. Let's go. Oh, it's in preview, I guess. Dang. Okay. Rust. Which one do you suggest? I'm really curious. I should probably have crates too, huh? I don't know. Just analyzer. Okay. I think it's just this one right here. Whoops. Yeah. And let me just remove this one then. Uninstall. Okay, let me restart. So this one installed here. And then let me just go ahead and restart extensions. Okay, cool. So that one's gone. We have this one already. And then the analyzer is the one since. Okay, so just Rust analyzer. Thank you so much. This is super helpful. Yeah, that's going to make a lot more sense. That way I don't kind of go crazy. So, all right, cool. That's super awesome. What does it say? Oh, we even have code completion. This is awesome. Imports, install Rust up, just install Rust and install the Rust analyzer extension. Oh, so we've already installed Rust and this is already installed in my cursor app. Okay, cool. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sweet, okay, I like this. Awesome. Cool, so, okay, now where are we at here? So, so the local develop is to test and iterate quickly on my machine. So I just start paste SpacetimeDB, and then from the kickoff directory, I just go here to the server, and then I just do publish this. Oh, so so to publish the model, oh, I have to publish locally. Oh, I had no clue. Okay, so let me do this. Oops. Command W, and then Control C, and then Control C. Okay, so I want to publish this locally, I guess. Cannot resolve module spacetime index. Oh, I have to probably go to the server, right? So yeah, server. In here, I'm going to do Command Shift D, CD server, and then let me publish this here on the server side. Okay, so the build finished, and then error checking, send requests. Okay, so I have to connect to the client. So then I'll do spacetime. I think it's just SpacetimeDB. Let's see, what is it? Oh, SpacetimeDB. I have to start. I should probably follow the steps one by one. SpacetimeDB, I think. I should probably learn how to spell spacetime. DB, I think, right? Let's see, spacetime. I think it's just spacetime start. Okay, cool. And then I just go this. Cool. Okay, cool. So there's two things. I have to publish this locally, and I give it the spacetime publish server, and I give it the local host. So that way it's available so I can test locally. And then I give it the project name kickoff chaos. And so it looks like it does a local build and then uploads to localhost 3000. So this is the new database name here. And then because I did spacetime start, I think it's spacetime start up here. This is doing the thing. Okay, so then I can just close this one. Okay, so whenever I make changes, it looks like I just have to constantly do that. So it looks like there's a snapshot here, and then I think, let's see, just Command D. And then I think once we do that, ensure local host has this, yes. And then just start the front end. So bun dev, okay. So pwd. Okay, bun dev. I think it's just bun dev port 3000. Yeah. Let's see. All right, cool. Awesome. We made it. So now, let's see. There's connection error. Module was generated with an incompatible version of SpacetimeDB. The CLI version is at least regenerate the bindings. Okay, so now we have to okay, we got a little bit further now. Okay, this is good. So I'm going to then kick off a new window. And I think we got everything we want. So test in browser, whatever the port uses, and then verify that everything works locally. Yes, this looks great. All right, so the spacetime publish kickoff chaos. Okay, so publish will do the cloud deployment. This is great. I'm going to add this to the README. This is fantastic. Can you add this to the README? I think I'm to at README. Yeah. Can you update, add this to the README? Okay. I've used 10% of my limit. Yo, shout outs to London. Can we see where you're at right now in the game? So right now in the game, basically where we're at is basically just trying to get the SpacetimeDB set up. we had already done the first phase, and the first phase of code that we made here, where in the architecture, this is a lot of code we're going to do. So we've gone to, I think, the SpacetimeDB reducers. So we've done the server logic, and we've done some of the client architecture, and so we're right between here. And so this is kind of where we're at so far. So I think we have some of this stuff kind of scaffolded here in the, as you can kind of see for the reducers here. There's still the tables, so you can see the tables, and then we have the queries as well as like the match. I think it's scheduled jobs. I think they're already, those may not be done yet. So then we have the front end as well. So the front end is currently pointing us to the database, and that's kind of stuff that's been scaffolded. So the front end is basically kind of done to like join matches and things. And that's kind of where we're at for right now. So let's go ahead and see what's happening here. So I just want to go make sure my README is updated so I can follow along. This is good. These are good questions that I ask. Okay. This is perfect. Okay. So let me just check these changes in. And then I'm going to work on some bug fixes now. Okay. So now that we've done that, you now have a complete reference guide to your project. And let's see how much. Okay. So I haven't done that. Okay. So let's go ahead and open a new chat and fix some of the errors. Okay. Let me just duplicate this one. Duplicate chat. Has enough of the context already that we did. So in this, I ran the server and I got this error. Oh, you know what? I think I could also run this in the browser too. Oh, that'd be too complicated. Okay, I ran the server and got this error. I don't have time for that right now. I only got like less than 30 minutes to get this like really working. And then later on tonight or tomorrow morning, I'm just going to stream pretty much. I think Sunday, I'm just going to stream all day, like until I get this game working, because I need this game working by Monday. And then I might be able to pop over to Vercel, like the backend meetup, and then just like show them the game or something like that. I know it's like 12 days to Christmas, but I want to reserve the rest of the days to like actually polish and update UI and add features, like people being able to like buy items or like do things where they can kind of mess up the game externally through chat. I want to have these types of things. So let's see right here. Okay, so the SDK. Okay, just that's all it required. Really? It just the index. So I had to learn about this index thing. Okay, so let's go ahead and whoops, keep all. Okay, keep. I thought it did keep all. Review. Okay, I think we're good. So let me just go back here. So I think we just changed the version to that. Okay, README looks good. Okay. So I think this is looking pretty good. Restart your Next.js server and try again. Okay, too old. Okay, let's just double check here. Fetching key for issuer. Awesome. Yay. I think it's ready. All right, cool. So it's connecting. This is awesome. We should see the connection come through. Connecting. Connected. Okay, cool. We are connected. Awesome. So now the database accepted the connection. Let's go ahead and create a match. Oh, create lobby. Yo, okay, this is cool. This is really cool. This is actually working now. Oh my God, this is insane. Can y'all scan this Q? Oh no, it's localhost. Of course you can't scan it. Yo guys, I shipped my app. It's ready on localhost. You can test it right now. It's live. Yo, this is crazy. Let me see if I can actually hit this site, because internally I should be able to hit it in my local network. So if you're ever testing on a device, you'll see localhost show up. And I want to show you a secret that I think it's available in settings. So if you go on a Mac, if you go to system settings, everything's available via Bonjour in your local network. So I think if I go to sharing, and under sharing, I know, right? Connect. There's a local host name. So this is the local host name. This will actually connect to my machine. So if I go to fuegomax.local, fuegomax.local colon 3001, I'm actually going to connect to that same site. And so that's is going to be discovered over Bonjour, and that's a like network. That's part of the whole networking stack within the Apple devices. And so your phones can do that. Any other external phones, Macs and PCs can connect to, as long as your device is a Mac and it's running. It's basically technically automatically a server. So as long as you share the same network and there's no weird firewall things, all I have to do is just put in this URL locally for me. And, I don't have to do any tunneling and stuff. So that way you keep everything very safe and internal. So that way, let me go ahead and see if I can paste it from here on my phone and paste and go. Yeah, so here we go. We got it on the phone. So this is now running on the phone from, and it's like hitting my basically my Mac right now. So this is really cool. And so what I want to try to do is I could try to see if I can like maybe create a match. Let me refresh. Failed to connect to SpacetimeDB. I wonder why. It can only one client connect. I'm trying to figure this out right now. Error, connection failed. I wonder if it's create match, create lobby. Okay, so join. I just hit join. I'll give it the same port, but then I'll just do the join. Actually, I'll just do the join URL down below. It's crazy that we basically vibe coded the whole thing, and I didn't even see this like it yesterday. I didn't even see the UI. We just did that based off of plan. So when I join from another device, I get a connection error. Unknown IP database connection. Okay, so let me redeploy this app. I think publish server. I think that's probably what has to happen. So instead of that, let me just kind of Command Shift D, and I think there's like SpacetimeDB, Spacetime start. So I start the server and then I have to publish it, I think. Cannot resolve module. Oh, I need to go into server. Okay. So now maybe I just had to republish it. Yeah, database migration plan. Okay, so now I should just be able to reload the site. So go back home and then refresh. And then let me refresh my actual app on the phone. So whenever I'm trying to connect on the phone, I did it on another local device. Can I just create another? Okay. Cancel. Okay. So localhost 3000. I'm just going to try two different devices. 3001. Okay, so I'm going to just try to create a match here, create a lobby, and I'm just going to have like two different windows open. You know what I mean? All right, so let's just go ahead and join this one. And then let's go ahead and join this game here. Okay, so start match coming soon. I think this is how it works. I don't really know. So start match coming soon. Okay, so I think we're good, right? If I hit join code, the join code I think is just going to be this one. Okay. All right. So I think we're good. So we're connected and we have like the join thing. So we'll be able to see like human. So if I refresh, okay. Wow. Okay. So this is human one, AI. Oh my God. I don't know what's going on. I think I totally messed it up, but it's okay. Yeah. Join. Oh, I see. Interesting. Okay. So if I keep refreshing, okay, let's see if I can fix a quick polish here. So I got it working. This is good news. Now we're going to have to make sure, before we move on to the next phase of changes, I just want to make sure we kind of fix this polish issue while it's here and in front of us, because there's probably some type of convention. I have no clue what's going on. So in my screenshots here, I think, is it this one? Okay. When I go to this route, then what's the route here? It is lobby, I think. Localhost 3000. One lobby 4097. initially the numbers look fine, but when I refresh and come back to it, it looks like things duplicate, and I keep refreshing and it just keeps showing this duplicated state. Let's see. Cool. Let's go ahead and do this. All right, cool. We got this going on. All right, so let me just kind of catch up on the plan and see where we're at right now with our current state. So as of the status for our documentation, I'm going to go ahead and view this in preview. And we should be able to see this here. Okay, cool. So as of now, this is our current implementation status. We have the foundation that's done, which is basically the SpacetimeDB home screen. And then the core, we have the basic layout, and we have the implementation of the create and join match. So the UI with the reducers. Okay, so this is a game state thing, had to be updated. We have the core gameplay that we still need to work on next for phase 2. So that's to integrate phaser with Next.js, create field and basic sprites, and then implement player movement as well. So this is going to be fun. This is going to be where we actually do more of the core gameplay. So I think I might get into that like later tonight or into tomorrow's stream. I think this is going to be cool because I want to figure out like what the sprites should look like for our World Cup game, because that'd be really cool to kind of work on that together and see, like how to build them. I want to use Nana Banana. Like we should be able to generate all this stuff now. And we're no longer limited by a lot of things. Looks like we have a lobby and QR code. So this is pretty cool that actually for phase 3, we've sort of already built the basic implementation. So we still need these other types of things to work here. And then we're going to have a chatbot, and then we're going to have super kicks. So all these phases, we should be able to kind of get going here. So this is really cool. This is going to be probably the big one here, the game engine. And so we're going to get that going too. So that's awesome. Oh, what's going on, man? From Hawaii. Yo, what's up? Hi from Russia. Okay, I saw HI. I was like, Hawaii. Yeah, what's going on? I want to go get a coffee. I also don't want to miss anything. So this live stream is going to be watchable again. So when it ends, I'll have timestamps generated after the stream, so you can come back at any time and watch them, by the way. So this is really great. But in essence, we're learning how to build the game together. I have no clue how to write Rust or anything, and we're learning that as well. So we're going to figure this out. We're going to use React or Next.js for the front end, and then the back end is written in Rust with SpacetimeDB, and that way we'll have this great real-time stuff. And yeah, we're gonna learn everything. I don't know. Avoid duplicates. So what are we doing here? I just want to double check. Check if player exists. Okay, so we're just doing a check in the set players before some type of loop, I guess. Okay, keep. So this should work now. Yep. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Cool. We fixed a little minor bug, but I wanted to fix it right away because it would just keep bothering me. And then let me just make sure that things compile. Restart TypeScript server. What? Oh, what is the deal with those any's? Okay, so let's see. Let me check the code in so that now that it works. And commit. Okay, sync changes. All right, so I want you to do a quick review of my app. I'm noticing I have a lot of these unexpected any for my front end. So I'm just going to see if I can have the agent generate a plan for this. Opus 4.5 max mode. I'm just going to go. So this is just going to be mostly a plan on trying to, in the future, making sure that either we have these strictly typed. I think part of what's working with SpacetimeDB is that we can actually have front-end code typed nicely with our back-end code too. So maybe I should say that as well with my front end. Since I'm using SpacetimeDB for the server, I want you to use the Exacode MCP and use ref MCP to look up some of this documentation, because we should be able to have nice type safety between the server and also between the front end. Okay, and then Exacode. So I'm gonna, this is kind of like a research task, but I want to make sure that we get this correct right from the get-go, so that way we can set up our rules files and other things to make us more automated. And yeah, okay. And it kind of sets up like a self-check here. So yeah. Yo, Alberto, good morning, man. Are you planning to use a wrapper like GILF or Prompt to Nano Banana Pro directly? I have no clue, Mike. I've never actually used Nano Banana to make game stuff. I haven't only briefly played with Nano Banana via prompting, very basic stuff. I have an app called Anime Leak, and you can just upload a photo and it'll just kind of, with the prompt that I have baked in, do some stuff. But yeah, that's what's up. I really need to ditch crappy Windows. No, you're good. Yeah. I think for those who are talking about ngrok, I just had to connect to my local host. Yeah, that's what's up. If I ngrok it, that means everyone else will have access externally, and I don't want to do that right now. How well does Rust work with Opus? It works okay, I think. As long as we have all the right constraints in here, it should be cool. So the front end has multiple unexpected any errors. Damn, this is a really good plan. Yo, Opus really cooks. Holy smokes. Wow. Okay, so we have the Rust server, and then generate cogen, and then module bindings, typed exports, and then type front end. Okay, so why does it need to do all this? I think y'all are getting extra with this. Let me read more details from the TypeScript documentation. So let me also check the pages, see if there are any type issues. Okay, so let me understand this. Okay, the front end has multiple expected any's, manual type. Spacetime divides the CLI that generates fully typed bindings from the Rust module. Oh, I forgot about this. Yes, this was mentioned earlier in my README. And so that's awesome. So we can get the types from our SpacetimeDB. Typed row types handles. Okay. Oh, this is great. So we have to generate the typed bindings. This will override the handwritten bindings with properly typed auto-generated ones. Update the imports across the code base. This is awesome. Fix the callback gestures. Okay. In addition, since we're using Cursor, and Cursor has the ability to do these things called hooks after we write code, especially in certain areas, I want you to use ref and use execode to find some of that documentation about the hooks feature. And it sounds like whenever we're touching files, either on the front end or back end, we should regenerate these types as part of that agent run. Okay. I want you to use execode. I should add this as part to my dictionary. Use ref, execode, MCP. Okay. Yeah. So the goal here is, because I'm using SpacetimeDB, they already generate all the types for us, which is amazing. So we don't have to write those types in or have an agent waste their cycles. They just literally will focus on writing the code, generate the types, and then that's what gets referenced to the front end. So when it's writing the front end code, it'll just be able to read a types file and know what's kind of happening sort of in real time. This is something that Convex already has baked in when you're just calling a Convex function, right? Or you're going through looking at the code. And so this is kind of like the equivalent, but we kind of have to sort of scaffold this ourselves, I think. I don't know if they have a tool for this, so I'm going to ask. Excellent. Let me get more details on the cursor hooks configuration. Actually, before we do this, I'm going to go back here. I'm going to say stop. Stop. I think this is my favorite thing about cursor, is the fact that you can always go back. It just kind of throws away everything else it just did, so it doesn't make any assumptions. All right. Is there already a CLI that does this for Spacetime? That way we can just have the agent run it. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's what's up. Really nice setup. Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, Opus 4.5 has been wild. Enjoying the free usage and anti-gravity. Oh, interesting. Yo, you're from Vietnam? Let's go. Oh, man, you're so lucky. You have really good quality food for very low price, and it's just amazing. I love Vietnam. Vietnam's amazing people too, so that's really cool. Opus is great in planning mode. It's amazing how great it works, dude. It's so amazing. What do you think about GPT 5.2? You still think Opus 4.5 is on top? So right now, I'm trying to understand how these models work right now. And basically, I like to use Opus 4.5 for planning, and then GPT 5.2 usually for verifying the plans or verifying implementation. and vice versa. So I kind of interchange between them because they work really well when you kind of put them against each other, if you know what I mean. Have you tried Stitch by Google Lab yet? Not yet. Right now I'm focusing on the game, and I might get into that a little bit later. So yeah, right now I'm really just trying to get this game out because I only got a small, a little bit of time here. So let's see. Okay, so what's going on? So let me research the cursor hooks and confirm the spacetime CLI. So it read this cursor documentation, and then it's like, now I have all the information. What is it doing now? So it says auto. So we just do spacetime generate and the cursor and set up cursor hook to auto generate types when this server code changes. Great. Let's see what it's going to do now. It's updating our plan. Let me update the cursor hook section. There should be a cursor hooks. Great. This is awesome. So set up cursor hook. So for us to do a cursor hook, we just create a .cursor/hooks JSON file, and currently in beta, but it runs the commands at various lifecycle points. So this is what's going to be amazing, folks. As soon as we do this, we're going to automatically get these types generated, so I don't have to waste an agent run on this. It will just do it, and it won't cost me any tokens. And so we'll use the after file edit to automatically generate TypeScript bindings whenever Rust's server files are modified. And then maybe I should have it go through and see if there's any other hooks that we should have set up as well. Create the regeneration script. So kick off this to regenerate the bindings. So, okay, so this will take the input from the standard in. Here's a file path and the server, and then spacetime regenerate the TypeScript bindings. Awesome. Okay, so whenever the bindings are, it has a little shell script that will basically kick off and run and then make it executable. And then here's how it works. After any edit, cursor sends the JSON to the hook via the standard in file containing these. The script then checks the edited matches and it regenerates, if it's a Rust file, run this. So it does some type of logic here. So, oh, that's really cool. Update the things and then, then run the bindings. Okay, cool. So the file path looks like it'll get passed in as part of the hook. That's interesting. Yeah, because it'll get the input from the file. And then, okay, so that's interesting. Cool. Oh, okay. So whenever cursor does a file edit, it knows what file is already there. So that's already passed into cursor, and that's what cursor is passing into the hooks. That's brilliant. Okay, so that answers a lot of things here. This is fantastic. This is fantastic. Can you review our repo README and also review our entire repo to understand if there are any other hooks that we should scaffold here? Be sure to do some research to ground your thinking. Okay, this is awesome. Okay, so this is a really good thing. At the very beginning here, I just want to make sure that some of this stuff is right, because once we have this going with us, it's literally going to feel like we're surfing on a wave. So we just got to prepare that everything's ready. So when the wave comes, we'll just go right down the wave. We're not going to fumble ourselves and figure out, oh, I got to do all these things, because that's where these things kind of add up over time. If you're wasting prompts and you're wasting tokens on scripts that can just run locally or hooks that can just kick off, that's where you can get a lot of savings here. So just asking these types of questions, going back and forth, it's okay. Like, I know we will have that plan, we have that outcome, and it's good that we have that as a file, but we have to make sure we have some of this stuff set up to begin with. It's been really fun to make a game. I've never made a game before. I've never wrote code in Rust, and like making this work together has just been really fascinating. So this has been really great. So greetings from Pennsylvania. It's cold here, bro. It's cold here in the Bay Area. It's barely like 50 something degrees. I'm free, or 40 degrees, and I'm freezing. Oh man, that's crazy. Yeah. Okay. Excellent. Now I have a comprehensive understanding. What did it do? It did some more web searching. And then it says like additional recommended hooks. So what do they recommend? I'm just curious now. Okay. So now it's going to add after file edit using bun, a better JSON, and TypeScript support parsing. So let's see. Handwritten. Let's see. After file edit on stop. So when the agent completes a task useful for final validation, only run checks if the task is completed successfully. Okay. Let's see what's going on. So here we have step 7 now. Okay. on stop when it completes a task useful for final validation. So it will final validate. So when the agent run stops, it's going to do this final, only runs checks if the task completed successfully. So TypeScript check, Rust compilers. This is awesome. Oh, cool. CD server, cargo check. Okay, cool. So hook reference for this project. Any file that's read here, why these hooks? So SpacetimeDB bindings regen keeps the front end types in sync with Rust. And then the ESLint autofix, AI often produces code with minor lint issues, spacing quotes, etc. Cargo Clippy catches Rust idiom issues early. And then on stop validation, final safety net before agent declares done. So these are the files it's going to create. It's going to create this hooks file, on file edit, and then on stop for the task completion. Super important for agents so that they can have that repeatability. That's awesome. All right, so these are important things. Rust code, final validation. Okay, so here's the README. Update the README package JSONs as well. So now it's going to do generate bindings. This is great. Type check, and here's the README updates. Sheesh, this is a fire plan. I'm just going to have Opus cook with this. Okay, so here's the recommended cooks. Wow, okay, this is nice. I'm going to minimize this side and then kind of put this over here too. Okay. So what did we have here? So interesting. So there's a unified handler. So the action is going to, we can specify where the file types are going to run for these hooks. Oh, that's so cool. This is super cool. On stop validation, final safety net before agent declares done. So here's the hooks structure. Key finding. Oh, this is awesome. So let's go ahead and build this. So far that used 98,000 tokens, and I just want to make sure that whatever code we have checked in is already in. Okay, cool. So we should be good now. I'm just going to go ahead and build. Awesome. So here's our to-dos. We're going to run this to generate the bindings, update the imports, replace the any stuff, remove the manual thing, and then create the cursor hooks. So once it creates the cursor hooks, I probably should have created the hooks to begin with, but that's okay. We're going to make sure all the stuff works here before, I guess, and resolve the issues and see what's happening. So, okay, that's really cool. Apparently, Codex also supports skills. Yes. Yeah, you have to enable that. It's currently a feature. It's not currently it's still like it's in the feature phase, but I think it's a good idea that they're doing skills files. So, yeah, for those who are wondering, we're basically building a game, kind of getting back to this. So far, we have had the ability to kind of join the room. And I'm using SpacetimeDB. So SpacetimeDB was recommended through someone who was actually helping us on stream, not helping us on stream, but was on stream and said, hey, if you're going to do something, you should check out SpacetimeDB. And they're like completely unheard of for me. But that's it. I think one of the cool things about them is the fact that they're going to allow us to not have to write a lot of these code that would basically go like crossing the server, serialize, like basically what you have to do is if we have a client app, anything that we're doing on our device, has to be recorded in some type of database. And then we have to send that across what they call like a network boundary. So it's going to leave our computer and go to like the network and update a database somewhere else, typically. In order for you to do that, you typically have to serialize these objects. And that just means that, taking this raw data that's on the computer and making it so it's able to be sent over the network. And so the network has a protocol in which it will actually read those little bytes and then, do something with it. And then, like there's this little, like it's almost like a translation layer, right? And so when you have to do that, each step, anytime you have to do something, like especially in a factory, if you think about like, pouring coffee or making water or doing anything like putting a package into a box and then sending that box over to someone else, like, get the tape, get the box, put the stuff in the box, put packaging around the box to make sure that the package, if it gets lost, doesn't fail. All these are steps that you have to do, whether it's you here or when it's in transport or when it's actually leaving, right? So there's all these different things that are involved, and it's kind of the same thing with the internet, really, right? Like when you're doing this, it's happening at thousands of things, actions are happening per second, right? And so all of this stuff actually matters over time, especially when you're building a game, latency and all that good stuff. So with SpacetimeDB, they're supposed to have a lot of that stuff, that code, that things that we would normally have to do for those steps to put the code into a little package, making sure everything's pretty good, send it over to the network, make sure our server gets it, make sure everything's looking good, resolve any conflicts with anyone else and where we're at, and send that back and forth. So that's the promise here. And I think what's really interesting is that I've recently learned to have like scaffolding for type safety. So that's going to be really great. So we should be able to make sure that stuff that we're sending across the network to their infrastructure is going to work with our server, and they'll be basically able to communicate with each other without breaking it too much. And so this seems very promising, and we're trying it out for the first time. My first time trying out game dev. I have no clue. As an engineer, we could probably figure this out, right? So I think that's a really cool thing. Also, like, this lighting is ridiculous. This is actually a real scene. This is my house. It's not one of those what do you call it? Those backgrounds, those really fancy, nice backgrounds and stuff like that. So this is cheers to everyone who's watching the live stream right now. We're just kind of hanging out, learning a whole bunch of things, which I think is really great. So here we are with all of our stuff. Okay, so we generated the types files. When I say we, cursor. Now I understand the type system. So infer type matches row gives TypeScript. Okay, cool. So with the proper type. So now it's rewriting our actual code here. So we're going back to our kickoff chaos hooks. So we have these little bindings and stuff here. This is cool, actually. Wow. Oh, this is beautiful. Okay. On game state, now we have a lib module bindings, and this is where we import the ball, the event handling, the matches. And then from here is where the TypeScript types are generated from the row schemas. So this is where it's going to get that scheme, the relational database stuff from SpacetimeDB into our front end, so we can understand like what states and things we need to draw on the screen and stuff like that. This is pretty cool. And then use game state. Okay, this is looking pretty good. Awesome. I need to update the table accessor names. Let me also update the event handlers. Super cool. Wow, cursor is just chugging along. This is great. Where are we at now? This is awesome. Okay. And so let me update the create page type. Bro, this thing just cooks, bro. Oh my goodness. Let me update the code page now. So it's just like literally going everywhere as much as possible. Let me run a lint check for any issues. Now it's doing some things, and oh man, this is awesome. I have the same little Christmas tree on my desk. Yo, Target, right? Target is what's up. Yeah, Target really hooks it up with this. Like, yo, Target, if you're watching, like, send me some stuff. I'd be so fun to kind of like get y'all all up on here. Also, if anyone wants to send me some stuff, let me know. Send me in the DMs and stuff. I think it'd be really cool to have some people's products like hosted on here, because especially y'all from the community are working on some really cool stuff or some really cool projects. So yeah, I love this little tree. It's so cool. Let's see here. Okay, so we got this here. Now let me check the lobby page. Okay, so it's going through. It's going to work. Cursor is going to work. Sheesh. Wow. So the latest cursor updates feel, how would you say it? Like much more ergonomic or something? I don't really know how to say it. It's easier to navigate and see where you're at on this, because I'm so used to working a lot in command line interfaces, and I like them too. Trust me, we're going to be using them here on stream. And that's why I want to use a combination of things. But my credits roll over on January 5th, and I wanted to see how much we'd use. So we've only used $5 so far from this entire live stream, I think. So it resets on January 5th, and I have $400 in credit usage. And so we're going to be kind of watching this as we go along. How much is this game going to really cost us to make? And that's just going to be running in the background. So I'm using Opus 4.5 right now for this thing, but we've used GPT-5.2 before. And so, we're going to get a sense of what this really, really looks like, because there's a post from Lee Robb from Cursor Team, x.com. And he talked about converting a whole blog and everything. So let me see if I can find that. And then it cost them like $260, but they converted the whole, I think it was the whole cursor.com. Like this whole, the whole website just loads like ridiculously fast. Let me see if I can kind of look cursor.com. So yeah, their whole website was converted, and I think they have like a blog and everything. And so they used to have a CMS for this stuff, but now it just loads like, ridiculously fast. Oh my God. It's the Lee Robb effect. Dude, that guy's a goat. Oh my God, I love it. Oh, so good. They're so lucky. Oh, this is so great. Everything is so beautiful. It just loads so fast. Oh, read about our security. Yeah, everything just, yes. Attention to detail, architecture matters. Anyways, in his recent blog, he says, I migrated cursor.com from a CMS to raw code with Markdown. This is blowing up the industry because WordPress is dead. WordPress could be dead here. No, I'm just saying. he just kind of had the realization of like, bro, the reason why we had CMSs and reason why we had all these different things was because we're trying to abstract like the marketing teams and people who don't know how to write code so that they have a visual editor to do things. And in typical like really good engineering fashion, he's just like, wait, hold on. I work on this thing called Cursor and I joined Cursor for a reason, right? Like I can yap to code and code is now just language, just like English is. So I've seen marketers, I've seen designers, I've seen, personally, I've seen all these people, use the Cursor app, and Lee probably thought the same thing. And so just like, why don't I just make it so everything just goes straight to Markdown? And then you're thinking about, well, what about the assets that we're hosting? We're using a CMS type of thing to host these assets. And in his blog post, he talks about that and basically says like, we can just host it on not a blob store. I think it is some type of blob store of some sort. And he basically talks about, removing the complexity. So it's like, the CDN, there's like a bunch of sections and it's really like succinctly very well written post. And I would highly recommend you read it, but it kind of changes your mind in terms of rethinking things. And I think this is the era that we're in. It's like rethinking architecture and rethinking things. So it only cost him $260 in tokens, hundreds of agents. So crazy. And he shows you how he did it, which is amazing. So like that's a massive PR. So cursor.com from a CMS to raw code and Markdown. This is crazy. Wow, he finished the migration in 3 days? Oh, beast mode. Beast mode. Oh, that's so cool. So cool. All right, so let's see what's up, where we're at now. Okay. How big is your desk? Every time I see there seems to be more stuff and you don't run out of space. Yo, my desk is actually, I'll show you the desk I have. It's called the Milk desk. And it's so like, I don't know, it's a Milk desk DE, I think it's this guy, I think Milk desk, white, I think. Is it this? Yeah, this is my desk right here. So this is like a standing and sit desk. I got this almost like 15 years ago. It has aluminum toppers. I never started using it until the pandemic because I was always at Apple and I never got to actually work from home. So it's funny now that I left there, I get to use it all the time. And it's like my favorite purchase ever. If there's anything you've ever purchased, like furniture that you can use for your lifetime is probably the most important thing. I spent 10K on this like 15 years ago. It's probably worth way more now, but it's like the single best purchase I've ever had because now we're using it on stream. It's not that wide. I'm 6'3", so my wingspan is probably 6'3". I want to say the table's, yeah, it's almost 6'3". It's fire. It's so fire. I'll have to do like a whole desk tour. People have been asking about it for a while. So I actually have to probably make an official video on it. But yeah, you can see like this was basically almost made for a Mac. The other killer part about this whole thing is that these aluminum toppers can actually be replaced. So I don't think they even sell it anymore, bro. This is so crazy. Yeah. Yeah, it's not even sold anymore. It's so rare. Okay. Soren Rose Studio. I don't think, yeah, this is probably the modern version. There's like this one that kind of goes, you can, at the bottom of this, these little toppers can come out and you can replace like an acrylic trash can. So one of those toppers can turn into like a trash can. It is so flexible, so freaking cool. It's very designer-esque, but yeah, this is probably a different one. I think these people got inspired by it. I don't think it's the same guy who made it, but we'll see. Yeah. So good. So good. Awesome. Let's see what's going on. So now we're in the hooks. Cancel. Okay. Here we are. I think we're almost done. Dang. So we have .cursor and then cursor JSON hooks. What's going on? Sweet. So now let me create the cursor hooks file. First, I'll create the directory structure. So this is in here, cursor.hooks. We're almost done with this whole thing. This is massive. This change is huge. So we got all of our types and stuff fixed. We have files automatically. This file is automatically generated by SpacetimeDB. Edits to this file will not be saved. Modify tables in your module source code instead. Okay, so that's cool. Then I probably want to teach it about agent rules files and have it generate agent rules based off this too. So yeah, this is an interesting conversation. We're almost done there. So, okay. Damn. I think it's having trouble writing this hooks file. We'll see. Let me see if I can just run this here in the terminal. Yes. CD ls, la, cd dot cursor, ls, la, plans, mkdir dash p hooks. Okay. Okay. So I just made this here. Can I just make this myself? Okay. I think it should time out. So cursor hooks, right? And then I'm just going to do touch hooks.json. Right. And then I'm in here. I'm just going to, whoops, I did it in the wrong directory. rm touch hooks.json. Okay. cd hooks touch hooks JSON. Okay. And then here, I'm just going to paste this, save it. I think we're Gucci. Okay. Oh, hold on. No. Don't believe me. Okay, cool. God, I hate Siri. Okay. I think we're good, fam. I'm just going to check all these changes in. And I'm just going to hit the YOLO button. What do you think about GPT 5.2 versus Opus 4.5? You know, I don't think we should look at it as one versus the other. It literally has to work together. These two have to work together so that they can actually like vibe off each other, if you know what I mean. So, okay. So did it think for 1 second? Okay, could not, because it was not found. I think we're good. Commit. Let me sync the changes. Okay. Yo, what's going on, CryDev? Yeah, what's going on? Okay. All right, so I think we're good. So waiting for review. Oh, it probably was waiting for me to actually do something to like, let's see, keep all changes. Okay, cool. Looks good. Review. Find issues. I think it's stuck right now. I'm just going to stop it right now for now. I think we're good. So planning next moves. So I think it's good. Okay. All right. So here's where we got so far. And let's kind of do a quick recap for those who are just kind of watching in, because we're basically towards the end. We got the scaffolding up to get everything kind of working. So our SpacetimeDB is up. And so we got the database kind of running with SpacetimeDB. We're ready to receive the Rust code. We finished plan 1. So phase 1 is done. We still have 6 more phases to do. I got to get this stuff landed before Monday, because on Monday, I got to try to see if I can go to the Vercel offices and demo the app. I'm doing this on live, so I have to head out right now, but I'm going to be back later today. And I'm also going to try to be back. I'm going to go to the city later today too. I'm probably going to Sunday is just going to be the all day stream, like literally in the morning, all day until Monday, because I got to hit this and finish all 6 phases super fast. So we're going to try to speed run the game super quickly. And I'm going to try to build this live. And so we're going to have the match with the World Cup game. So now, and this is running on the back end. I don't know how to do Rust. We're learning how to do that. We have a whole plan and phase set up here. I have status files and everything that we're tracking. So here's the quick status on where we've landed here. And let me just kind of see if I can pull that up for us here. That way it makes a little more visual sense. So real quick, while that's going, this is a quick overview of our current implementation. Next phase we have is like phase 3, the phaser integration. So this is where we actually got to pull the stuff in for the game engine. We got to make our sprite and assets and stuff like that. We got to implement the ball physics and then add ball possession. So what we've done in our first phases is to make sure we have the groundwork so that we're completely ready, so that all of our build processes and things will just kick off automatically from the agent. So as the agent is writing code, as it's writing ball physics, it'll to see the changes, see that a compile failed, and then kind of circle back and fix them automatically. If we didn't have that in, we would be spending way more tokens doing the same amount of work. So token efficiency is pretty important here. I'm tracking this inside of Cursor, and there's a setting that you can enable to always track your usage limits. So far, we've only spent $5 today, and we've been using mostly Opus 4.5 for a lot of our planning and these different implementation steps. So as of now, I'm just going to go ahead and kind of stop this here with this stop thing, I think. Stop? Okay. I think we're good. Okay, cool. So it did generate yeah, we're good. And probably tomorrow, what we're going to do is going to come back and then see if we can actually start with phase 2. We're going to do the core gameplay. And I think I'm just going to knock it out. Every hour, I'm just going to do a phase. So like in 6 hours, we should be able to knock out the whole thing, test it. And, not only do we have the game lobby, we'll have multiplayer, we'll have the soccers running. I want to try to run multiple games. I want to try to publish the game so multiple people can play it. And my goal is to just like have items and things we can create. So by the time Monday comes for the demo day, it's going to be so fire. So if y'all down with me, look at the sun in the background. It's so crazy. Yeah, it's California. The sunrise is just literally just happening. So we're grinding here. Join in tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be probably like the mega super big stream. And if you're watching this stream right now, I'm going to have timestamps and markers, so you can just go ahead and go back to this. And this is going to just be a really fun attempt to build a game, learn something, and hopefully you're able to pick up a bunch of sauce here. So yeah, that's what's up, folks. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.